Scaling a wall. Sometimes building a business can feel like that. I'm Rich Fettke, one of the co-hosts of BiggerPockets on the Market, and I am here in our garage with my hubby, Rich Fettke.
Hey.
Who's an avid climber and has made me one too. And in our new book, Scaling Smart by BiggerPockets Publishing, we talk about how you can scale with less effort.
And one of the most important ways to do that is to have the right team to help you scale. Trying to do it on your own is going to be a struggle. Doing it with an inspired, awesome team makes it much more effective.
But how do you start? Who's the first person or the next person you need to hire? Sometimes when we start hiring people, it ends up being more work. It ends up being bigger messes. And we're like, oh man, I'm never going to do that again. Did you ever have that experience?
Absolutely had that experience. So we're going to share some tips and ideas on how you can scale more effectively and how you can build an inspired team so you can have a self-managing business.
Because one of the things that Rich says is if you don't have employees, you don't really have a company.
That's right. Yeah, you definitely don't. Yeah, you have basically a job. So we want to turn this from it being a job into a business that really creates a lot of revenue for you and also time freedom.
So that you can live the subtitle of this book, which is How to Design a Self-Managing Business. And what we mean by that is bringing on people who learn how to run the company, whether you are there or not. Sound good? So one of the best ways to figure out how to grow your team is to, first of all, take a look at all of the things you do on your day, your calendar. You can see here, Rich puts all of it on his calendar. But then you can get a really good idea of what you're doing. And the same with your employees. What are they doing? You can use little sticky notes to write down all these different jobs that everybody's doing. And once you have that information, you can use it like puzzle pieces, putting together the artwork of your organizational chart.
Yeah, so basically what you'll do with that is you'll create this organizational chart laying out the different positions. And in the beginning, a lot of times it's you in all those positions doing the marketing, doing the sales, doing the bookkeeping. Over time, you want to start filling those positions with people who are more talented than you are, and it frees you up to focus on really working on your business. So this is basically an organizational chart. I get it all laid out here with all our different positions now at our company, Real Wealth. But in the beginning, this was Kathy and me all over the place. It was Kathy Rich in all the different positions. But the cool thing is you can step back and then say, okay, what's the next hire that we're going to make? What's the hire we're going to make in Q1? And you identify that position and then you look for that person. And then you start filling these puzzle pieces, as Kathy was saying, in with the right people in the right seats, which frees you up to do what you're great at, what frees your time up, and helps your company grow with the best people.
How do you know who is going to be your next hire? The way we've kind of figured it out is when you've got your list of all the things you do all day long, start to rate them. Which are the things that you love to do and you're great at? Nobody else could do it as well as you. And then what are the things that you absolutely hate to do and you're not good at, right? Yeah. Well, I would say that's probably the position you need to fill first, is the one you hate doing and you're not good at.
And also looking at what are the things in your business that you do that's the highest return on your investment of your time. So what's the biggest impact that you can have on your company in that position? And anything else that someone else could do is keeping you from that. So hiring people to free you up to work on the thing that's going to be the highest return on investment of your time for your business, and let other people focus on the thing that is going to be the highest return for your business on their talents.
And it's amazing because sometimes the things you hate to do and you're not good at, someone else loves to do it and they're really good at it. Like for us, it was bookkeeping. That was our first hire. And that freed you up mainly because you were doing that in the beginning, probably freed up 10 hours a week of your time that you could spend doing things that would bring in more income to the company.
The cool thing about an organizational chart also is that everyone knows how to communicate with each other. So who reports to who's supervising who, and it goes through this flow instead of like being fragmented. The bigger your business gets, the more the communication can break down if you don't have a clear plan laid out for how people communicate with each other.
And who reports to who. So here you could see on 90.io, here's my position, and I've got my manager of syndications underneath that, and Paul manages these people. So if I start to come down and tell these people what to do, I've bypassed my managers and I've disempowered them. Why would they want to continue in that position when I've taken their power and their authority away from them? So when you have that organizational chart, then you know, okay, my job is just to lead these people so that they can lead these people. Going around our managers is what's called an end run, and it is not recommended. Before trying to scale your business, there's a really important step before that, and that is knowing where your business is headed. If you start climbing and you don't know where you're going, you're going to kind of end up wherever you end up. Why do we focus so much on the why?
I think it's important. If you want an inspired team, you want to make sure people are aligned around an inspiring purpose. So getting very clear on what is your business about, whether it be real estate investing, a service business, a product, it doesn't matter what it is. It's about what are we about? What's the difference we're making? What's the impact that we want to make? What's the contribution we want to make to society with this business? When your team aligns behind that, you get a more congruent team, you get a more inspired team, and you get people who are able to be autonomous, be able to work on their own and be inspired by that purpose.
And you might have just noticed Rich saying a lot of the us and we and our words. A lot of times, at least for me, when I started Real Wealth, it was my business and I want and I'm doing. And that is not very inclusive. That doesn't get your team really aligned and excited to live your vision.
Yeah, they're like, why do I care?
Right. So one of the first things Rich did when he came in, first to coach me at Real Wealth, but then to become my partner at Real Wealth, he wanted to sit everybody down in the company to figure out, what matters to you? What is our mission? What are we trying to do? What's our vision?
Having clarity about that and also having a clear mission. So you got your purpose. And for us, it's helping people create real wealth where they have the money and the freedom to live life on their own terms. We all aligned about that as a team. This is what we're about. And from there, we said, okay, how can we fulfill that purpose? And so we created a mission and we said by 2020, this is a long time ago, we said by 2020, we want to help 50,000 people have created real wealth in some way. So when we had 50,000 members signed up for Real Wealth, we'll know that we've accomplished that mission. So with a mission, you want a date, a timeline, when you're going to achieve it, and you want it to be measurable, and you want the whole team to align behind it.
And be excited about it. So if they're a part of creating that mission, they're going to be a lot more excited about it.
There's also other things you can do to create a lot of inspiration and purpose behind that team, and also to have everyone working together. And one of those ways is through charitable donations, by giving back to something that is bigger than you, where you're going to make a difference in the world. So we chose 3 charities for our company that our whole team got behind, they got excited about. We looked at their stories and we said, let's donate 10% of our profits to these organizations that are going to change the world. The team gets behind that. Some of the people, it's more inspiring for others, but for those ones that are inspired by that purpose and that mission, it's really, really cool.
And that also inspires your clients because, of course, every person who bought an investment property through Real Wealth knew that they were contributing to that mission too.
And then the other thing you can do to really inspire your team is to do profit sharing. So if you want your whole team collectively working toward a goal, like Kathy was saying, if it's just about your company, make me more money, I want to make more money, I want you to grow my company, not so inspiring for your team. But when you come and you say, hey, we're doing profit sharing for everyone in our company, depending on your position and all, but if we can hit this goal, this revenue goal this quarter, everyone's going to get profit sharing. And that's been amazing for our company. We've been doing that for the last 15 years.
Now you might be thinking, I'm just a real estate investor. I don't have a company. I don't know what you're talking about. This doesn't apply to me. There are very few real estate investors, successful ones, that did it all by themselves. Everybody needs a team. So even if your team isn't directly working with you, for example, we have 15 property teams that we work nationwide that help find properties for our members at Real Wealth. They're not employees, but they are partners. So it's the same for you. If you're a flipper, if you're a wholesaler, if you are a real estate agent, you also are building your team, whether or not they actually get a paycheck from you or not. So getting them aligned with the vision is going to help you all scale much faster.
The bottom line is, if you're an investor, you are a business owner. Treat your investing like it's a business. You're looking at your P&L, you're looking at your profit and loss statement, you're looking at your return on investment, you're looking at your CapEx, your operating expenses, all this. You're looking at all these different things, running your investing just like a business. So all these principles apply. Scaling your portfolio or scaling your business, it's all the same thing. So those are a bunch of ideas on how to create self-managing teams so you can build a self-managing business. And you'll find a lot more tips in Scaling Smart, also how to design systems and processes so your team can follow, how to increase your leadership and improve your leadership, and so many other ideas.
So you can get it at the BiggerPockets bookstore or on Amazon. And you can also hear me on BiggerPockets on the Market. I'm Kathy Fettke.
And I'm Rich Fettke.
And we'll see you next time.